Magic Johnson has decided to step in with the Guggenheim Group along with Mark Walter. They both have partial ownership in the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they're going to purchase, they already have, the Los Angeles Sparks. Now, they played, the Sparks did, in the first ever WNBA game against the New York Liberty about 17 years ago. So they were one of the first franchises. They have seen Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker. I mean, they have been known for having really solid players, and they have a pretty solid history in the WNBA. Now, the former owner, Paula Madison, said her firm lost millions upon millions of dollars. The direct quote via ESPN.com, and then we'll get into Drew's take. The previous owners said they lost too much money to continue with the Sparks, but with good infrastructure, a smart business plan, savvy marketing, and the right people in place, there is no reason the Sparks can't be profitable. They said that they lost $12 million in the last 7 years owning the Sparks. The WNBA has lost Houston. They've lost Sacramento. Both are championship-winning cities for the WNBA. Is this the right move for Magic Johnson and the Guggenheim Group?
I don't know. I don't know all the details, but from just the outsider, I don't think so. I mean, I think in general, I think the WNBA is probably losing money. You know, they're not.
6 out of 12 teams lost money last year.
I'm happy that Magic is supporting, his LA team and girls, guys teams, but it's just like I feel like, learn from the history from the past. You can see they're losing money. I mean, like you said, there's a great infrastructure, and maybe they can turn it around. But in my opinion, I don't see it. There's way too many things going on in Los Angeles that will not steer somebody to go see a LA Sparks game. There's way too many other things to do.
Sure. No, I completely agree with you. That is partially the reason, certainly. Parking could be the other issue.
Because I feel like a lot of teams that are probably above or making money are certain cities that, like I said, I don't know for sure, like the Connecticut team, because it's like a huge Connecticut, obviously, the college girls team. And then you include that, and there's not any pro teams there. There's nothing, I won't say nothing else to do, but nothing else sports-wise.
Right.
Very attractive. But,
sure.
I mean, this city has so many sports teams, so many other events. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if people are going to go out their way to be like, oh, maybe I'll just check out a Sparks game today, so.
Well, you talked about relocation. They were actually going to potentially be relocated near where the Golden State Warriors play. That ownership group was thinking about buying the Sparks because, I mean, they were about to be gone out of LA. Here's why I personally like it. And look, I am from Chicago. Everyone knows that by now. I am not an LA kid, but I've been here for a while. I think I understand a lot of what LA is about. They love Magic Johnson here. Love Magic Johnson. Like, there is no stronger way of putting how much people love Magic Johnson here. So if he is spearheading the group to lead the Sparks and lead the Dodgers, he's not like the total leader. He only has partial ownership in the Dodgers. But he's the face, exactly. Sure. So as long as you have that face in the market that adores this man, how can it not be a win-win? For even the Sparks, for the Dodgers, for LA as a whole, how can it not be a win-win?
I mean, Dodgers are different because they have so much history and tradition. And the fact that you have, and people still, I mean, popularity of baseball is way more popular than women's basketball. So I could see that, but women's basketball, even with Magic's face, is not going to be like, oh, Magic owns it now. It's not going to make, I feel like, me personally, an average man, to be like, oh, Magic owns it now, so maybe I'll go check out a game.
But if he's out there and he's the one that's making the effort and really trying to get people to surround themselves with the Sparks and trying to get them, I mean, he could go on PTI and talk about it. He could go on whatever show he wants to and talk about it. He can put out billboards everywhere and try to, look, there's a market for it. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind and many other people's minds that young girls and young people in general are going to strive to become a WNBA star.
Right.
But as long as you have that guy who is a central figure in that town and that city putting forth his best effort to promote his product and someone that they trust, I don't know how they will not
People
turn a
want
profit.
Excitement. I mean, why did you think the Dodgers last year were so much more exciting? Because they had, like, key players. Like, people just don't want, I mean, obviously, it's a very attractive city with LA anyway, so you get the better team, better players. But end of the day, people still want an exciting game. Like, it's not just like, oh, a 56 to 30, 55 game. Like, you're like, okay, this is not high scoring.
Right.
There's no dunks.
So you don't think, not to cut you off, but you don't think that they will become profitable?
I think it'd be very difficult.
Really?
Just the city there, yeah.
Huh.
I think it'd be very difficult. But I mean, not like I'm rooting against it. I would love it.
No,
I would love to see, like, even I remember when I was younger and how Houston was so good at one point, and I was like, this stadium is packed. Like I never went to a game, but I would see it on SportsCenter or whatever, and you're like, this town supports their team. So I'm saying it could happen.
Which Houston team are you talking about?
The one where it was like they won like 3 in a row.
Oh yes,
you know,
okay. I didn't know if you were talking about
Swoops and
yeah, I didn't know if you were talking about like the Astros.
No.
Okay.
The Houston. What were they? The Houston.
Not the Dynamo. I don't.
Because the Houston Rockets, it was something that correlated with the Rockets. Whatever.
Correct. Yeah.
But the town supports the team. So if they start winning, obviously more people are going to go see the games. But in this big city, I think it's very difficult.